Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Sunday, February the 27th, race number 9 at Sunland Park. It's the $100,000 Mine That Bird Derby. 3-year-olds going a mile and a 16th. We close out the Sunland card with the Mine That Bird Derby on Sunday. Let's take a look at this field. Perhaps an entrant or 2 or 3 will show up in the Sunland Derby a little bit later on in the spring. And you never know, Mike, the first Saturday in May is creeping up.
Yeah, it is. I guess it's getting closer all the time, isn't it? I don't know that any of these 8 horses necessarily will have aspirations for the first Saturday in May, but we'll see.
You can download free Formulator past performances for the Mine That Bird Derby on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us. We're expecting a fast pace, or at least our good friends at Timeform US are, as we take a peek at the Timeform US pace projector. It's a red bar situation indicating that the pace should be fast. The 6 Straight Up G has shown speed. The 7 American Experiment is stretching out around 2 turns and has been on the lead in 2 of 3 sprints, and Classic Moment on the outside has also shown some speed. I think Straight Up G has just got to try to take the bull by the horns. I think American Experiment won't be too far behind.
Yeah, we'll see how those 3 horses decide to play it. I mean, I suppose they could all go forward in here, Dan, and we'll get a fast pace. When I looked at the race without checking out the pace projector, I didn't necessarily think they were going to be flying up front. American Experiment is stretching out here second off the layoff, so maybe he'll just make the front in here. I don't know. I didn't necessarily see a fast pace in this race.
In from California, the number 1, Fowler Blue. This is a horse getting Lasix for the first time. He's won 2 out of his last 3 races, albeit against inferior competition, but the horse is sharp, and if the pace is fast, you can expect a late run.
Yeah, you can. I mean, listen, he did technically win last time, but he was not going to win that race. He was going to be second. The horse on the lead dropped his rider on a very clear advantage in deep stretch, and this horse inherited a win there. His King Glorious 2-back, he was no match for Straight Up G. He was, 100-1 that day. But listen, he didn't run terrible in that race, and he was wide every step of the way.
The horse that finished second last time, who would have finished third, he did come back to run third again, but in a $50,000 starter allowance with a 71 buyer. So some class issues perhaps for the 1 Fowler Blue. Bye Bye Bobby. Running in stakes competition is nothing new for Bye Bye Bobby. 3 starts. He's running stakes races, every one of them, including a debut victory in the Zia Park Juvenile, going 3/4 of a mile. Now, he just missed last time out to Pepper Spray in the Riley Allison Derby. It was a nice step in the right direction for this horse after the Springboard Mile was a bit too tough.
Yeah, the Springboard Mile, he didn't run well when they tried to use his speed. Last time they sat off of a really solid and contested pace. He got shuffled back a little around the turn. He wound up behind the eventual winner, and then he came up to that horse's outside. And it looked like he got ahead in front in the stretch there, Dan. He just couldn't quite seal the deal. He did run pretty well, I thought, last time, though, albeit with a really good trip.
The number 3 is Benissimo. This is a very well-bred maiden. He's only raced twice in his career, once on turf at the fairgrounds and once for these new connections where he was a rallying third in that Riley Allison Derby. He's obviously going to need to improve. A fast pace does work in his favor.
Yeah, he had a fast pace last time, though, and he really didn't do anything with it. I mean, I know that he got up for third at the end, but he was not finishing at all after saving ground every step of the way in there. And he just sort of prevailed for third without ever being a factor in that race. I couldn't make him a contender in here at all.
City at Night had a 2-race win streak snapped in the Riley Allison Derby. Kind of made one of the early moves into that race, but he dropped out of it soon afterwards. I wonder if he had to be used from the outside post position. Maybe he can do a little bit better in here, but his win thus far have come on turf and in an off-turf race.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, listen, maybe at the end of the day, he's just not as good as Pepper Spray or Bye Bye Bobby, who were 1-2 in that last race. On the other hand, as we've already sort of talked about a couple of times, that pace was very solid. And this horse, from an outside post, raced forward early. He contested that pace for a long way. And he got very tired in the stretch, Dan. Maybe things will be a little bit different here. Maybe he can pull a little bit of a more comfortable trip.
5 pepper spray, unbeaten in his short career, and he is the only 3-time winner in this field. He did stretch out successfully, passing that hurdle when beating 3 of these in the Riley Allison Derby. He did get a good setup in this race. He looks like an adaptable sort, though. No matter how the pace plays out, I think if it's slow, it can be close. If it's fast, he can come from out of it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like he definitely took advantage last time of a contested pace and a perfect trip. I mean, what a ride he got there. Never left the rail. It opened right up for him in the stretch. And he was very game to turn away a stiff challenge from Bye Bye Bobby there. Hasn't run a fast race, Dan, yet, Dan, but he's run well in all 3 starts.
The Calbred Straight Up G is going to take on open foes for the first time. This horse ran well last time out in the Cal Cup Derby, a race we're going to show you right now at Santa Anita. He was close to the pace in this race, and he's going to fight hard all the way down to the wire, and he's just going to miss by a neck to the horse to his outside, Fast Draw Munnings. One of the also-rans in this race would come back to win over the Tapeta surface at Golden Gate with an 84 buyer. Lasix on, he's one of the speeds.
Yeah, he has no real excuse here as an odds-on favorite, but I like the way that he sort of fought on through the stretch there. Really liked his win 2 starts back at Los Al. I know those races can be, pretty tough to evaluate, but man, he was always ridden with confidence that day. He won very easily, and I like the way that he finished that race off too. Dan, when I watch his last 2 starts, I'm sure he's going to be forward in here, but he sort of looks to me like a very handy kind of horse. I do not think he needs the lead to be effective.
The 7 American Experiment, trained by Steve Asmussen. He's the figure horse in this race. He's got all the fast races. All 3 of his races would qualify as either the best buyer in this field or co-best buyer of any horse that's run any kind of number. Let's watch his last race at Oakland, going 6 furlongs. It was his first start since September, and he was up on a contested pace. It wasn't very fast, but there were 4 of them battling for the lead. He swamped from in between horses here, and he'll finish game lead to be second, although no match for the winner. I think he can improve in his second start of the form cycle, and he's bred to get this distance, at least, being by Nyquist. The Dam was a graded stakes winner going a mile, and this horse is a half to a multiple stakes winner around 2 turns.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. I mean, he ran fine last time, I guess. As you say, the pace was, pretty competitive. It wasn't that fast. That whole field just sort of raced in a tight pack. He was always between horses. I thought he was pretty game. I can't say I loved that performance. I'd be willing to maybe think a little bit more highly of him, Dan, had I liked either of his races from last year, but I didn't really like either one of those. And so I didn't necessarily want to bet him back in this race, but we'll see.
He was 3rd in the Grade 1 Del Mar Futurity in his final start at 2. Classic Moment, I think, is interesting. I liked his maiden win. He beat a pretty promising horse in Cyberknife sprinting at Churchill Downs, and I really wasn't sure what the plan was. In that Springboard Mile, 2 starts back, they went to the lead, and they were very conservative with the horse, and I don't think he ran badly at all to finish 4th. Last time out in the Southwest Stakes, he was just caught up on a very fast pace against a pretty good horse in Newgrange, so he gets some class relief. He draws outside the other speeds, and I don't think he needs to make the lead. He might be sitting in a great spot when they turn for home.
Yeah, I think all those things are probably true. He didn't run poorly. I'm with you. I don't think he ran poorly at all last time in the Southwest. He was a huge price in that race. And there was never a real point where it looked like he was going to win, but he ran fine in that race. And that was obviously, it feels like a much tougher race than this one.
Let's take a look at our top selections for Sunday's race of the day. It's the Mind That Bird Derby. Straight Up G, Mike, right to the front.
Yeah, like I said, I don't necessarily think he has to. I wouldn't, be unhappy if they decided to go for the lead in here and got it. But I think he's fine either way. He's going to be forward in this race. I like that win from him too back. I'm going to take him on top.
Asmussen's a master at spotting horses. I like that he has American Experiment here for his 2-turn debut. 7861 for me, 6278 for Mike. It's the Sunday race of the day, the Mind That Bird Derby. Good luck.